Hey again everybody, You Are Supreme Toys here, again with another McFarlane Toys Superpowers review. This time we're going to be looking at Deathstroke, the Terminator. Now, I was a huge Deathstroke fan growing up. I had a huge run of the comic books as a kid, long before everybody was fawning over the character from the Teen Titans cartoon. So I really love this character. I love the color scheme. I love how the color scheme of the character blends with the color scheme of the Superpowers backer card. If I were to keep one figure mint on card, it definitely would be this guy. You're not going to get very many $10 action figures anymore these days. So the fact that they can pull this off at all amazes me, especially when it's McFarlane Toys, who has garnered a significant amount of retail space at the stores these days. I love the art. Again, I'm not sure who the illustrator is, but this is very reminiscent of the original 80s and 90s art of the character. Take a look at the backer card. Here's the cross-sell of all the figures that's been released so far. This is the current wave: Wonder Woman, Nightwing, and Deathstroke. I found all three, not all at the same location. Keep in mind these figures are shipped in cases of themselves. So you're going to find a whole slew of Nightwings, a whole slew of Deathstrokes, a whole slew of Wonder Woman. You'll be fortunate to find a Walmart that got 3 cases of each figure in and stock them. So I had to go to 2 different Walmarts and I found them. No new vehicles yet. I think there are supposed to be some new vehicles coming out, but I can't recall. Got Deathstroke's little bio here. Let's read it and see what it says. A formidable operative for the U.S. military, Colonel Slade Wilson agreed to undergo an experimental process that increased his mental and physical abilities to superhuman levels. Rather than continue his career as a soldier, Slade became the masked mercenary Deathstroke. And then we got it in 2 different languages. So as much as this figure looks great in the package, let's go ahead and pop him out. I have been throwing all my packaging away lately, even the backer cards. I love the backer cards, but it's got to a point where I had just stacks of backer cards. So I've elected to, no matter how amazing the packaging is, I just toss it. I just do not have room for garbage in my house anymore. So if I buy a figure, packaging's gone unless I want to keep it on the package. So let's go ahead and pop all Slade out of here. Chunk that to the side. It's kind of nice to just rip stuff off now. It reminds me of being a really little kid. You know, you just don't care. You just want the figure. Really easy. I love that. Why can't everything come out that easy? Alright. He comes with this little sword. It's silver and yellow. This is actually a nice sword. This is particularly, I don't know, he's had a slew of weapons over the years, but I do know that this has been specifically on the cover of certain issues. So this is really nice. It looks okay. For $10, it's pretty good. It's also very pliable, so you don't got to worry about it breaking. Let's take a look at his mug here. I love that blank side of his face. It kind of flows over into the orange. His little bandana here is glued on the back. It is a solid piece of plastic. He has his bandolier, which is also glued into place around the body. So you can't pull that off. That's kind of a shame, but it's okay. I love that they scaled his armor. They sculpted in each individual scale all around the front and the back. It looks really good. It looks really good. There's a little bit of paint slop around the edges with the black around the pants and the knife and holster. That's okay. I don't mind that. Like, again, these are $10 figures. My expectations are please don't break. That's it. He's got peg holes on the bottom of his feet. He has a lot going on compared to some of the other figures who are more of a basic body type. He's even got his little belt that's with the pouches that's sculpted and glued around the abdomen and waist. There is a little bit of issue here. I think this pelvis is painted orange. So over time, if you're posing him a lot or playing with him, I can see a lot of paint wear showing up in the crotch area. But let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. Head rotation, shoulder rotation, nothing at the arms, nothing at the waist, and of course his hips and knees. And his knees are ratcheted. They feel like they've got a small ratchet in there. You can kind of see it at the top, so it kind of clicks into place, which is really nice. A really nice figure, really solid. Like you could chunk this guy at a wall, and he'd be good. This is a great toy if you want to get your kid a toy. $10. They'll like this character really pops. Come on, it comes with a sword. Let's see how the sword fits in his hand. His hand is kind of firm, but is somewhat pliable. So I'm hoping the sword goes in without much issue. And yeah, the sword is soft enough to just shove in there. It does kind of warp a little bit, so you might want to heat that up to get it to where you want if it's warped. I kind of wish he might have had like a wrist swivel or something, but this is superpowers. It's doing its job. You're not going to get a lot of dynamic poses out of a figure like this, but with a little effort you can probably get him to stand doing something. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. As long as you don't rock the table. Well, man, did pretty good. This figure's great. I really like it. You can't beat the $10 price tag. The fact that we get classic style figures in retro style costumes with usually a lot of them come with nothing, but sometimes they come with capes, maybe one accessory. That's if you can get us one accessory, that's cool for $10 these days. I really like this. This is a nice toy. This is a nice toy. McFarlane knocked it out of the park. I hope that McFarlane picks up the pace and releases more figures in a quicker level. I'd like to fill out my superpowers line a little bit faster than they are right now, and maybe they will pick up the pace. The only issue with that right now is a lot of the first wave of figures are still clogging the pegs at all the Walmarts, especially Darkseid and Green Lantern. They're just not selling, and there's like a slew of them. So you'll have a big shelf. It'll just be full of Darkseids and Green Lanterns. And for a while, I was worried, man, they're just not going to order anymore because they're not selling what they have. And fortunately, I ran into these. And I know for a fact that this wave of figures is not going to sit on the shelves long. People are probably going to buy these guys up pretty quickly, especially Deathstroke. He's a character that is popular with the last 3 generations of people. So he's very popular. I can't imagine people walking by for $10 like, oh, dude, Deathstroke, get him. So people are just going to snag Deathstroke up at least. This has been a quick unboxing and review of McFarlane Toys Deathstroke from the Superpowers line. I am UR Supreme Toys. Thank you so much for watching.